Hello everybody, I'm Ren, and today I'm going to be taking you through assigning ability scores and choosing gear as part of How to Make a Character in 13th Age 2e, the playlist. Let's dive right into Step 5, Assign your ability scores. These are the numbers that mechanically represent the physical and mental aptitude of your character. There are two important terms here. Your ability score, which I think of as big number go brr. It provides easy visualization of how badass your character is in a particular trait. The other term is your ability modifier, which is the bite-sized representation of your ability score that helps keep the math from looking too horrendous once you start rolling dice. The Hero's Handbook has a nice handy table to tell you the conversion between scores and modifiers. 13th Age 2e highly recommends the use of a system called Standard Array to determine your ability scores. Under this system, everyone at the table is given the same list of 6 numbers that they assign to each of their 6 abilities. Then they add a +2 to 2 different abilities of their choice. The purpose is to keep things simple and above all fair, so no one is left feeling like their character is at a fundamental disadvantage. The Hero's Handbook provides a couple of different arrays depending on what approach to character building you want to take. It also has a point buy chart and even a couple of different rolling methods. Talk over which one feels best to use at your table. So long as everyone is comfortable with the possibility of an unequal mix of high and low scores, there is no reason you all have to use the same method, but it's often easier to use just one. For simplicity's sake, we're going to use the recommended default standard array. With this system, we're great at one thing, above average at most others, and completely average at one thing. Epic Hero Simulator 3000, remember? The game wants you to feel like a competent hero, so no score is low enough to result in a negative modifier that would equate to being bad at something. We have the numbers, but where do they go? Happily, your class does tell you which ability you should prioritize for your character to get the most out of their class features. This only accounts for half your scores at most though, so I'm gonna do a quick summary of what each ability covers in-game so you know what you're choosing between. As we go along, I'm going to be noting down Topaz's stats. You guys can comment below what you think my logic is for how I assign them. I'm curious what you think I'm thinking, and also think that it would be a fun exercise to get you thinking about what score allocation can say about your character. So, strength is muscles, aka your capacity for feats of athleticism and force. Dexterity is in short your reflexes, but also your capacity for fine detail work and feats of agility. Constitution is how well you can take a hit or keep working under physical strain. This is the ability tied to calculating how much health you have, and so is considered important no matter which class you are playing. Wisdom is your intuition and situational awareness, as much about accessing your instincts as it is about accessing connections to higher powers. Intelligence is how good you are at analytical and abstract thinking. Book learning is only optional despite how often it gets correlated with high intelligence. Lastly, charisma is how well you're able to hold and sway people's attention. Much like how high intelligence is often tied to book learning, high charisma is often tied to knowledge of high society etiquette. The correlation is not an obligation. With our stats assigned, we're almost ready to calculate our attack power and defensive capabilities. But those things can be affected by what weapons and armor we're wearing. So, first we move to Step 6. Describe your primary gear. Depending on what class you are playing, there are 4, maybe 5 things you unambiguously just have. Your primary melee weapon, your primary ranged weapon, your armor, which includes any shield you might like, and an adventuring tier health potion. Then you might have a specific mundane item to denote your class, like a bard's instrument, a cleric's holy symbol, or a wizard's spellbook. That's it. That's all you are explicitly stated to get. However, the Hero's Handbook does also state that you can write down whatever mundane clothing, traveling gear, trinkets, and adventuring tools your character would carry as you please. Don't worry about gold at this stage. That is for when you start getting rewards for your heroism and find some magic item merchants to trade with. Your character's equipment is where 13th Age 2e really goes hard with its Epic Hero Simulator 3000 design sensibilities. Descriptions of your arms and armor are explicitly encouraged by the game designers because the type and condition of your arms and armor can say a lot about a warrior, and is often used to convey status and personality in epic poetry. Let's start with what we know we have by writing down our adventure tier health potion in the handy dandy potions and runes box. Then it's weapons and armor. As you can see, you do get little suggestions under the heading as to what is typical for your class, but you can do as you please. Armor in particular doesn't give any examples of what each category covers on the class pages, so if you're not sure if the kind of armor you have in mind counts as light or heavy, you can jump to the deeper explanation of gear on page 214 of the Hero's Handbook. Some of you who aren't making a rogue may have noticed that your weapons tables look different to the rogue table I'm showing here. This is part of how 13th Age 2e helps make each class feel different to play. Let's compare to the Barbarian for a second. Barbarians, as you may recall, are the quintessential be-strong hit-stuff class, so they hit hard with heavy and martial weapons. Rogues aren't known for their strength, so get a penalty to using heavy weapons. Rogues are really good at precision knife play though, so they get a base D8 for daggers. Barbarians, meanwhile, aren't so much for precision, so they only get a D4. I don't have a tip for choosing here. Pick with your heart. If you want to have a non-standard anime-style weapon like a fishing rod or a yo-yo, chat with your GM to bargain as to whether it counts as small, light, or heavy, and how many hands are required to use it. For Topaz, you've seen the art. I gave her dark padded armor, a push dagger, and a short bow. I'm not writing down her little hat or the little belt pouch with her lockpicks. I'll sure describe them at the table, but GM Barry has declared use of an honor system. If, in a scene, it would make sense for a character to have a completely mundane item that isn't brain-breakingly expensive or just insane to have been carrying around, we can just say we have the thing. If it's a high-pressure moment where having the item would come in clutch, we'll do a luck roll about it. This leaves my gear box to be filled with quest items, joke items, and fun rewards as the game goes on. Furthermore, we're already heroes. We have enough wealth to have acquired our pick of mundane weapons and armor, and even a magic health potion. Unless it would be narratively interesting to stop us, we have enough spare cash to stay a few nights at a regular tavern, or rent some spare horses as we need. If we want to buy a house or a diamond-studded waistcoat or something, then we need to dip into whatever gold we've earned while adventuring. Your GM may have a different idea about how to handle 13th Age 2e's narrative over technical specs approach to gear, so, you know, session 0 if you can. With stats assigned and gear chosen, that's this video done. I'm sure many of you have noticed that I haven't done anything with the values attached to the weapons and armor, or written down any other numbers beyond my ability scores and modifiers. That's because I am saving all of the maths for the next video so it can be a nice one-stop reference. In that video, we'll cover calculating initiative, defenses, attacks, health, and recoveries, as well as covering how power scaling, weapon ranges, and death all work. I can't wait to see you there. As always, thank you for watching. Keep practicing hope, and don't be afraid to get punk about it.